Cowboys, Nation, hold on to your hats, because the star on that helmet is about to get a whole lot brighter or implode completely. Doc's dropping cryptic tweets. Jerry's on the phone with a GOAT of coaches, and the locker room's buzzing louder than a TNT stadium on game day. Folks, the Dallas Cowboys are on the verge of something big, and trust me, you do in OT want to miss this breakdown. The next 2 minutes might just change everything you thought you knew about America's team. Let's dive in. Hey there, Cowboys Nation. Welcome to Dallas Cowboys Fan, your ultimate destination for all things America's team. Whether you bleed blue and silver or are just starting to catch Cowboys fever, this is the place. If you are a die-hard fan, please make sure to subscribe for more latest news and updates of your favorite team. Now, before we get into the nitty-gritty, don't forget to smash that like button and hit subscribe if you haven't already. We're dropping fresh Cowboys content daily, and you don't want to miss out on all the breaking news, hot takes, and inside scoops. Alright, let's get down to business. The Dallas Cowboys, our beloved boys in blue, are once again at the center of a whirlwind of controversy, speculation, and high-stakes decision-making. It seems like every time we think things are settling down in Big D, another curveball comes our way. And let me tell you folks, this latest development is a doozy. So, what's the big news that's got everyone talking? Well, it all started with a cryptic tweet from our star quarterback, Prescott. Late last night, Doc posted a simple hourglass emoji, and Cowboys Twitter absolutely exploded. Now, we've seen cryptic social media posts from athletes before, but this one hit different. Why? Because it came right on the heels of some very interesting developments in the Cowboys front office. Sources close to the team have been whispering about a potential shakeup in the coaching staff. Now, we all know that Mike McCarthy has been on the hot seat for a while now. After another disappointing playoff exit last season, many fans and analysts alike have been calling for a change. But here's where things get really interesting. Word on the street is that Jerry Jones, the Cowboys' larger-than-life owner, has been making some very interesting phone calls. Rumor has it that Jones reached out to none other than Bill Belichick. Yes, you heard that right, Bill Belichick. The coaching legend who led the New England Patriots to 6 Super Bowl victories. Now, before you get too excited, let me be clear, this is still very much in the rumor stage. But the mere possibility of Belichick donning the star has sent shockwaves through the NFL community. But wait, there's more. Remember that Doc tweet? Well, shortly after he posted it, several other key Cowboys players started liking and retweeting it. We're talking Micah Parsons, CeeDee Lamb, and even Ezekiel Elliott, who's no longer with the team but still seems to have his finger on the pulse of what's happening in Dallas. Now, let's connect some dots here. We've got Doc's cryptic tweet, a potential coaching change, and now the players seem to be rallying around something. But what? That's the million-dollar question, folks. Some insiders are suggesting that this could be related to ongoing contract negotiations. As we all know, the Cowboys have some big decisions to make in the near future. Doc's contract is set to hit the books hard in the coming years, and there's been talk of a potential restructure or extension to create some cap relief. But it's not just Doc. CeeDee Lamb is due for a massive payday, and let's not forget about Micah Parsons, who's quickly becoming one of the most dominant defensive players in the league. Speaking of Parsons, let's take a moment to appreciate the absolute monster season he's been having. The man is a force of nature on the field, racking up sacks, tackles for loss, and generally making opposing quarterbacks see ghosts. But here's the thing, players of Parsons' caliber don't come cheap. The Cowboys are going to have to back up the Brinks truck to keep him in Dallas long term, and that's going to require some serious salary cap gymnastics. Now, I know what some of you are thinking, but YouTuber name, the Cowboys always find a way to make the money work. And you're not wrong. Jerry Jones and his son Steven have proven time and time again that they're willing to get creative when it comes to keeping their core players. But even for the Cowboys, this situation is starting to look like a high-stakes game of Jenga. One wrong move and the whole thing could come crashing down. But let's get back to that potential coaching change for a second. If, and this is a big if, Bill Belichick is actually in the mix, what would that mean for the Cowboys? Well, for starters, it would signal a massive shift in philosophy. Belichick is known for his no-nonsense, team-first approach. That's a far cry from the flashy, star-driven culture we've come to associate with the Cowboys. And what about Doc? Belichick has a history of getting the most out of his quarterbacks, but he's also not afraid to make tough decisions if he feels it's in the best interest of the team. Could we see a scenario where Belichick comes in and decides to move in a different direction at quarterback? It seems unlikely given Doc's importance to the team, but in the NFL, you can never say never. Now I can already hear some of you yelling at your screens. But what about McCarthy? He's still the head coach. And you're absolutely right. As of right now, Mike McCarthy is still very much the man in charge in Dallas. But we've seen how quickly things can change in the NFL. Just ask Sean Payton, who went from retired to head coach of the Denver Broncos in the blink of an eye. Speaking of Payton, there's another wrinkle to this story that we need to address. Some sources are suggesting that Jerry Jones' interest in Belichick might be a smokescreen. The real target? You guessed it, Sean Payton. Now, we all remember the flirtation between Payton and the Cowboys a few years back. Could this be Jones' way of trying to force Denver's hand and bring Payton back to Dallas? It's a lot to process, I know. But that's the reality of being a Cowboys fan. The drama never stops, and just when you think you've got it all figured out, Jerry Jones pulls another rabbit out of his hat. Now let's shift gears for a moment and talk about the on-field product. Despite all the off-field drama, the Cowboys are still very much in the thick of the playoff race. The defense, led by the aforementioned Micah Parsons, has been nothing short of dominant. Trayvon Diggs continues to be a ball hawk in the secondary, and the defensive line has been getting consistent pressure on opposing quarterbacks. On the offensive side of the ball, things have been a bit more up and down. Doc has shown flashes of brilliance, but there have also been games where the offense has looked stagnant. The running game, once a strength of this team, has been inconsistent at best. Tony Pollard has had his moments, but he hasn't quite been able to replicate the success he had when splitting carries with Zeke. And then there's the offensive line. Once the pride of the Cowboys, the O-line has been decimated by injuries and retirements in recent years. Tyron Smith isn't getting any younger, and while rookie Tyler Smith has shown promise, there are still question marks about the long-term stability of this unit. All of these factors play into the larger narrative surrounding the Cowboys. This is a team with Super Bowl aspirations, but also one that seems to be perpetually on the brink of either greatness or disaster. The talent is there, no doubt about it. But can they put it all together when it matters most? That's the question that keeps Cowboys fans up at night. We've seen this movie before, a strong regular season followed by playoff disappointment. And remember, if you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with your fellow Cowboys fans. We're all in this together, and the more we can spread the word, the stronger our community becomes.